Okay, we're going to be going to 1 John chapter 4, verse 5 through 9. And this is going to be explaining the people that choose to listen to the words of error and use excuses every day to continue to promote a sinful life, but to say that they believe in God, that they're walking in God. And this is to the people that says, no, we can't do that because Jesus says, go and sin no more. And we choose to listen to the spirit of truth, not the spirit of error. Jesus, even when he was here, he did not say that you're going to continue to be a sinner after I give my life. No, he says, hey, I have made you whole. Go and sin no more. I could care what disciples said, I could care who, when, what, where, what person said, what you find in the Bible. What did Jesus say? He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one cometh to the Father but through me. He didn't say through the disciples and none of this, none of that. And even if we was to choose to say that, the disciples he says, take up your cross and follow me. We follow a disciple that is given that same word. If they're not given that same word, then we do not follow them, because that means they're not following Jesus. They're not following the spirit of truth. And when Jesus says, he says, go and sin no more. Even Paul says in Romans 6, he says, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin continue therein? He's saying that you can't continue to walk in that life, saying that you live in God. And then we understand Romans 6, it shows how we die to our old man and how we live in the resurrection of Jesus Christ, that pure life. Even Galatians tells us that it says, yet I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. In the life I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me, that I do not live in this life no more. So anybody that's telling you otherwise, that you're going to sin every day, that you're going to continue to be a sinner, that there's none righteous, no, not one, that we all fall short, and give you that excuse and you believe it, you have been you have been deceived. You have received a spirit of Antichrist. So let me read this. It says, they are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. We are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us. He that is not of God heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and every one that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. In this was manifested the love of God toward us, because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world that we might live through him. And we understand that living through him is making the word our flesh. And we know that the word lived a life that is without sin. So when we put that word on, put Christ on, we cast off our old ways. We do not walk in them together as in both rags. You have to be a new rag. Amen.